Hope, I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind, but I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling. Really wanted to find out who my father was, and for the case not to go how I was planning it, I really thought it was going to go different than.
I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind, but I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling. Really wanted to find out who my father was, and for the case not to go how I was planning it, I really thought it was going to go different then. The clock is ticking for Jay-Z. A judge has ordered the music mogul to take a paternity test by July 17th, and this time there's no room for evasion or delay. For over a decade, Reem Irwin, a 31-year-old man who claims to be Jay-Z's son, has fought tirelessly for acknowledgement, answers, and most of all, the truth. This legal due date marks a critical turning point in what has been a messy, controversial saga. One filled with accusations of fraud, cover-ups, and manipulation of the justice system. The stakes have never been higher, and as the days count down, we're left wondering, will Jay-Z finally face the truth? Got in there. So, at what age then did you start to question, who your parents could be? Well, I wouldn't say I started to question it, but I said around like 7, maybe 6, and I think it started at 6. And my mom was just telling me that my father wasn't my father. But as a kid, I really didn't look. Ari's journey is nothing short of a David versus Goliath story. Armed with little more than the sworn affidavit of his late mother, Wanda, Ri has gone head-to-head with one of the most powerful figures in the music industry. Wanda, who passed away in 2019, maintained until her final days that Jay-Z fathered her child after an encounter in 1992 when she was just 16 years old. It's a claim she reportedly swore to on her final moments, a haunting detail that lends even more weight to Ri's pursuit. Despite her testimony and years of relentless effort, Jay-Z has never publicly addressed the allegations, nor has he agreed to a DNA test. For Ri, this isn't about money or fame. As he stated repeatedly, it's about identity closure, and the truth his mother fought so hard to have recognized. But the road to this moment has been anything but straightforward. Jay-Z's legal team has spent years deflecting, dodging, and according to Ri, outright manipulating the system to avoid a simple test that could settle everything. Court documents reveal a dizzying trail of dismissed cases, sealed records, and alleged fraudulent tactics. One of the most explosive claims that Jay-Z's attorneys lied about his connections to New Jersey in order to derail the case. Public records allegedly tied the rapper to properties in the state. Yet, his lawyers argued he had no ties there, rendering the court powerless to enforce a paternity test. When Jay's own attorney admitted to misspeaking about these properties in court, it raised serious questions about the integrity of the case. How does someone with nearly unlimited resources manage to escape accountability for so long? I got older and my mom just continued to say the same thing, and she never changed the name, she always was staying with the same name. I'm like, well, my why, as I got to 16, 17, I'm like, Mom, you this, you've been saying this since I was a kid. So it's like now my mom never lied to me, so why not? Even more disturbing are the rumors swirling about how far Jay-Z and allegedly those close to him may have gone to keep this case buried. Insiders whisper about bribes, falsified records, and behind-the-scenes deals that have helped the rapper stay out of the courtroom. And now, speculation has taken an even darker turn, with some pointing fingers at Beyoncé herself. Could the superstar have played a role in stalling the case to protect the Carter family's carefully curated image? Sources close to the situation suggest that Beyoncé, known for her meticulous control over her public persona, may have leveraged her influence to ensure that Ri's claims stayed in the shadows. If true, this allegation adds a whole new layer of intrigue to an already tangled web. What is the Carter family so desperate to hide? So, we just fought like it was never to chase anyone or make anyone feel like, we just trying to come up with a plan to take your money. I don't want your money. That's not what I'm here for. I'm really here to just find the truth out. And it seemed like that was just so hard to do in these courts. Like these courts are not here. The July 17th due date approaches like a counting down clock, pushing Jay-Z into a situation he's evaded for years. For Remier, this moment is monumental. He spent over a decade fighting for the simple acknowledgement of his existence. And yet, the obstacles have been staggering. His late mother's affidavit, paternity tests clearing other potential fathers, and even public records pointing to discrepancies in Jay-Z's legal arguments have all been dismissed or buried. Meanwhile, Ree and his guardian, Dr. Lily Coley, have faced mounting legal fees, emotional distress, and shockingly even alleged intimidation tactics. According to court filings, they claimed to have been followed, harassed, and had their property targeted, all while Jay-Z's legal machine continued to outmaneuver them. It's not just about me. If I got to fight for all of us, I will. But I won't let the court systems just walk over me. I won't let Jay-Z, no, I won't let no one just walk over me and tell me something because y'all just saying this. I want the truth. And if we can't go to the Supreme Courts, the regular courts to find out the truth, what are they here for? Yeah. All right. Well, we will get to the legal things that you've been through, the battles. And just when it seemed like the story couldn't get more complicated, another bombshell hit. Allegations of misconduct that tie Jay-Z to even darker scandals. Days before the renewed paternity suit gained traction, the rapper found himself implicated in a civil lawsuit accusing him and Sean Diddy Combs of harming an underage girl in 2000. While Jay-Z has vehemently denied these allegations, calling them heinous and a blackmail attempt, the timing couldn't be worse. The scandal has reignited questions about his character, his past, and what lengths he might go to in order to protect his reputation. As the public watches this drama unfold, one can't help but wonder if the walls are finally closing in. Jay-Z has built an empire on his name, his music, and his image as a savvy businessman and doing family man. But this case threatens to unravel everything. What happens to the man who famously told us he's not a businessman, he's a businessman, if the foundation of that business is called into question? And what does this mean for Beyoncé, who has stood by his side through countless controversies, but has remained conspicuously silent on this one? And I have to still say allegedly has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know. The tension is palpable. Will Jay-Z comply with the court's order, or will we see yet another twist in this never-ending saga? Could this be the moment Remier finally gets the answers he's been chasing for the better part of his life? Or will the Carter family's fortress of power and influence once again prove impenetrable? As the final moment nears, the tension couldn't be more intense. One thing is certain, the truth, whatever it may be, is closer than ever to being revealed. But here's the thing, Remier isn't the only one. Whispers from industry insiders suggest that Jay-Z's alleged paternity issues may go beyond this single case. According to sources, there are claims that he's quietly made financial arrangements with other individuals who may or may not be his biological children, all to ensure their silence, non-disclosure agreements, secret payments, and ironclad legal threats. These are the tools allegedly used to maintain control over his narrative. Could there be others out there like Remier, individuals who've been silenced before they could even share their stories? If true, this would paint a chilling picture of a man who's not only evaded accountability, but may have built a fortress of secrecy to protect himself at all costs. Imagine the emotional toll on those who might be trapped in this web of silence. Young people potentially yearning for answers about their identity, forced into the shadows by the weight of legal contracts and the fear of retaliation. What must it feel like to know your truth could bring down one of the most powerful figures in entertainment, but that speaking out would come with devastating consequences? His claims, while unverified, raise serious questions about the lengths to which Jay-Z's team might go to preserve his spotless public image. And if these allegations of secret payments are even partially true, it would mean that Remier's fight for acknowledgement is not just personal. It's part of a much larger, more sinister pattern. Basically, my mom was at a show and she was with a friend, and I guess her and her friend stayed till after the show. He was doing little signings and little autographs and stuff like that. But I guess he wasn't too big. But I guess females, when the show is over, you can sign little autographs and stuff like that. Talk to the people who performed. She said she went up there. For Ryer, the emotional weight of Jay-Z's silence cannot be overstated. Imagine spending your entire life watching the world celebrate a man who has ignored your very existence. Every time Jay-Z steps on stage to accept an award or appears in a glowing family portrait, Ryer is reminded of the father figure he's never had and the truth he's been denied. It's not just the absence of acknowledgement that cuts deep. It's the contradiction. Jay-Z's image as a devoted husband and father, someone who preaches about legacy and responsibility,